in the world of clicks and views. We got the tricks, ain't got time to lose. Christina and Joe dropping knowledge non-stop for all you realtors. Climbing to the top. Grab your camera, let's make the tape. Content gold, no time to waste. From open house to renovation glory, YouTube secrets unfold your story. Build those leads with every post. Christina and Joe, the ultimate hosts. Market trends and virtual tours. Turn those watchers into door knocking scores. Lights, camera, action, go live. Tips and tricks to help you thrive. Thumbnail magic, title spice. A clickbait charm, a touch of nice. SEO game on point and tight. Comments buzz.
Hey, friend.
Hey,
How are you?
I am so good. I'm in a car on spring break with my family, and we are going to a outlet mall in Vegas.
That's a trip. Are you going to be in
Yeah.
Vegas for a few days?
So we were going to be for a couple days. Well, it was going to be Universal, and then one of my daughters has got some health issues, so riding a whole roller coaster wasn't great. So we were like changing plans for that. And then we decided, we'll just do Vegas. And then my oldest daughter just decided that the one that just had the baby, she's like, oh, I want to, is it okay if we move back in with you guys until we find a place closer? Because he works, her husband works with me. So he was like, so now they're moving in this weekend. So it went from like a longer trip to like overnight and then shopping, and then we're headed back. But we did go to the Sphere and watch Postcards from Earth, and that thing was incredible. So if you got
That'd
who
be
is
the
that?
only
Caleb or
reason I
Jacob
wanna go to
waving
Vegas.
behind?
The only reason I want to go to Vegas is
That it was. So it was. I know people are probably not, wanting to hear this, but like you go in and it's super steep and it's like this big stadium, right? And you get in it. It's kind of like a basketball arena, really. And then there's this big screen, and you think like, at least I did, like, I'm like, wow, they're doing this whole thing and it's only on this screen, and it's only like this big compared to this whole thing. And then like it goes for 5 minutes or so, and so you just like, well, it's cool. I mean, the graphics are good, and then it just like blows up, and it's just incredible. It was,
you're like,
I was like, oh wow,
that's awesome.
it was
That's
amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe one day all of our YouTube videos will be on the Sphere.
That would be crazy, like looking around.
Everybody will see right up your nose.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of how it is right now. I feel like with my laptop, and it's like all moving.
So while Joe's on his trip, we're going to be talking about guides and courses. So more and more agents are getting wise to the fact that, maybe they need to offer a little bit more in their videos to get people to fill out, forms and just, be a part of their drip mail campaigns. And one of the good ways to do that is through courses and guides. So you know a lot about this, what works. So why don't you take it away, since you're right there.
And anyone that wants to ask questions along the way, you can ask any questions that you have. Like, there's lots of different software out there that you can use to do a guide and courses. And maybe before we do that, let's talk about like what do you think is more effective? Do you think, because there's still a lot of people that are saying, download my free guide to this area or whatever.
I already know the answer to this. I already know. So guides were great a long time ago, and there's nothing wrong with offering something free. I even offered a downloadable what is it? One of those like one of those pages that you
like an area guide or something.
No, it wasn't even an area guide. It was just something that you could download for your own to process land, like all the things you need to ask. It was
like a checklist.
Yeah, it was a checklist, but it was not a Word doc, but it was like it had all the categories in it. I can't think. Oh man,
I'm like, I'm trying to help you here. Give me more.
Anyways, it was just one of those things I had for free. Like you could download it yourself
Yeah.
and you could input your own things in that list. And people wanted that. It was interesting enough for them to want that.
Yeah.
And in order for them to get it, they had to put in their email address, so
Yeah.
it was a locked form. It was a locked document. So they couldn't get it unless they
Mm-hmm.
put their email address, because I wanted to test that. And that was something interesting enough on a video that actually did go viral. And that way I could get them in a drip mail campaign, just to test it.
Right.
So guides can work, but not as community building and trust for building and actually turning these people into long-term big ticket clients like a course does. A
Yeah.
course hands down is the
Yeah.
best you can do. And just the simplicity of making a course, and there's so many different tools now of making a course. It just shows a level of expertise that you really didn't put that much more effort into, but the impression of the person that is thinking about working with you in the future is hands down the best thing you do. It's easy for them to download a free guide,
Yeah.
like you're not offering anything special when you offer free guides, um,
Yeah.
and the other thing that's really weird about it is that if you do add some kind of monetary value to it, for some reason makes it incredibly appealing to them. Free,
Yep.
this is just free. They're like, oh, it's free because it's probably junk. It's probably crap I've
Right.
done 1,000 times. But when you add some kind of monetary value to that, then they're like, oh, well, maybe, I mean, it's not that much money. I mean, I can do that,
Yeah. Yeah, especially if they've been following you. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is the
Mhm.
guide everyone's done it. It's been done over and over and over, and there's really not like a lot of motivation for people to actually want to um to download this guide, or you're not giving them a reason to really. The thing with a course is, one, I think people need to realize that it's actually really easy um, to set up now.
Mhm.
Before, you had to have like a web guy, and you had to know, like, you had to have like really fast internet, and you had to have all these things. And now you can literally film it with your phone. And
Mhm.
I mean, the technology is so much faster that, like, as you do this stuff, it's like you can film it with your phone. There's different software out there that you can use, like Kajabi or Teachable or High Level. There's all kinds of stuff where you can offer like that free course. And if you're already making YouTube videos, then it's not hard for you to make extra information. Like, you're already making the content for the video. So
Mhm.
now it's just organized. And a lot of it is the same stuff you'd be telling them anyways. So
Right.
you're telling them this stuff, but it's in a course format because now there's more value and perceived value, right? Like, the value is, hey, I've got this course that you can get for free, and if you want, you could charge them for it too. We have a couple students that charge for their guide, and like, it's
Mhm.
like, or their course or whatever it is. But the thing is, you're right. When you add a value to it or a number to it rather than free, then people are like, oh, well, what do you think that is? And so it's like, a perfect example would be like, hey, get the top tips for moving to this area, normally a $90, fee or cost, because like whatever, like it would be for like your consultation, or, I know a lot of agents will do like free stuff, but like, we got to start valuing our time. And
Mhm.
part of that is saying, yeah, we have this consultation, or we're going to give you these steps. But now what you have is you've given them something that now they're captive. So now
Mhm.
they're watching you, and you may have 5 videos. They may only be 5 minutes long, but now you've given them more value that maybe you don't put out on YouTube, that they're like, I got to talk to this person. And now you have 100% access to them because you have their name, you have their phone number, you have their email. They've signed up for the course. You've seen their pattern. Especially with a lot of these platforms, you can actually track how you got them and all of those
Mhm.
things. And then from there, you can even see if they watched what was, what you put out there. Because some people will be like, oh yeah, I downloaded it, was great. And then you go in there and they didn't even watch it. Like
Mhm.
we've seen that, haven't we?
Nothing burns my rear end more when they're like, I don't understand this. I'm like, would have helped if you watched it.
Yeah, right. And they're like, I did. And then you go in there and it's
Mhm.
not. And so it allows you to have like just a lot. My wife's going to give me a heart attack.
Oh, you're driving?
Yeah, she's driving. So anyway, it was one of those things that like, as long as you have like the information, the the hardest thing I think is people realizing, well, how do I get them to buy this guide, or how do I get them to sign up for this course? And you
Mm.
can do both. You can sell it, or and I'm not really opposed to saying sell that information, because now you got a really good lead, plus they paid you a little bit of money. And what are your thoughts on that?
I uh, I think there is an option there for anybody to go ahead and sell it. And then the reason being is because I've seen how this goes around on YouTube. It isn't just real estate agents that sell courses, and that's it's there. It's in every aspect of YouTube. And I'm around some of the biggest YouTubers to the smallest YouTubers, or to, like I've been around them all, and it always seems the people that offer some kind of monetary value to this course, it gets them in the pipeline. And the weirdest part about it is the more you up that price, the more they get into your sphere, because they feel like they have access that no one else has. So within that course that you've added a monetary value to, you offer them a bonus within that, like maybe a 30-minute one-on-one consultation with them. So now
Hmm.
you're offering this exclusive access to you that you were offering to anybody and anybody. But now it's, how when you get the phone call every single freaking time, they're always like, I
Yeah,
can't believe you had time with me. And they're
yeah,
more than willing to pay for that time. I don't know how many times I've gotten emails and stuff, and they're like, I just want to talk to you for 30 minutes. I mean, I'll pay you for your time. They say that to me all the time.
yeah.
You are offering an exclusivity within your course that if you buy now, you'll get a 30-minute free consultation with me, and we can set up a meeting so we could talk about your real estate needs. You do that. So that is the free bonus.
Yeah.
So,
And that's a lot of like perceived value, right?
mhm,
Because what you're trying to do is get a lead, and then you're trying to get that lead to give you their information so that you can refer them out and get, you know, help them out, and then two, make some money on it. And that's the really cool thing about when you offer value first, and instead of saying, hey, download this free guide, and then as soon as they download it, you're spamming them with like all these emails and this drip campaign that is not what they want. It's like, hey, download, get this free course, let me give you some more information. And then they're going to feel almost obligated of like, wow, I like this person gave me so much stuff, I've got to work with them, like they've really helped me out, and they answered a specific thing. So you really want to make sure that you spend time making this course really good so that it
mhm.
actually helps them. And I think we
Yep.
have a little bit of history on making good courses. So,
Yeah.
right? Like it's one of those things to help people, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." And then, you know what? They tell their friends and they bring other
Mhm,
people. So a course, the thing I love about a course is, one, you can update it anytime.
mhm,
Two, you can change things as the market changes, or as things change, you can tweak those things. And then three, you're building like your own community. And I think
mhm,
that's the biggest thing, is that this community, they feel like they're a part of something, and everybody
mhm.
wants to feel a part of something. And so it's really a great way to get more information by giving more value. And then for them, you can't, so let me ask you, I know what you're going to say on this, but
Mhm.
like if they're saying, well, okay, I put a course up and it, nobody really liked it. Like what do you have to do? Like to get a course, to really make a course worth it, what do you have to do?
Well, you have to make it interesting right off the bat. Like, you
Yeah.
have to give it something that they this is like, people, this is why Joe and I drill this in your head so hard. You have to understand your audience and you have to understand your avatar. And if you're going to just offer something, a free course or even a paid course, and you don't understand the wants and needs and the things that your avatar needs in their life, they're never going to buy it, because you're trying to appeal to everyone. When you're trying to be a little bit of everything to everyone, you're appealing to nobody. If you drill down, understand your avatar, make a course that relates to real estate and relates to your content, you're hitting all the pain points that they need from the get-go. And they've watched all your videos and they know that you understand them, and you're adding that another layer to the decorated cake with this course. It's the candles, and now you're just lighting the fire one more time, on the birthday cake. You have to give them something that makes them want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I kind of went in and out there for a little bit. So if I'm glitching, sorry about that.
Oh, you just look like Max Headroom right
So
now. But we got a comment real quick though. It says, "Is
yeah,
the course we are making free for them, or are we charging for it?" This will depend on what you want to do, right? She wants to know if it wants to be free or paid. I will tell you that from my experience is that you have to add some kind of monetary value. Yes, you can offer it for free, but I would say I'm going to offer this for free for the next 30 days. After that, it will become a paid course, and definitely charge a price to that, because even after that, you're going to offer within that course a free 30-minute consultation. And you know that YouTube is worldwide. So some of these consultations will never turn into your clients, whether you're specifically local or not. There's people that watch you from around the world. So you don't want to waste your time on people that will not turn into clients. And then in the future, you will charge a price. That's what I suggest. But Joe, you put your opinion.
yeah. I mean, I think it depends on like how much information you give them and how good the information is. If you
Hmm.
spent 6 months curating this information to help them through a whole home buying process, or maybe like, maybe they're building and
Hmm.
they need step by step help from an agent point of view, or whatever it is, like,
Hmm.
or relocating. It really depends on like how good your content is. Like
Right.
if your content is going to save them thousands and thousands of dollars, then charging
Right.
them is very realistic, and people will pay if they know that it's going to save them time or headache or effort. They're willing to pay the money. What they don't want to do is they don't want to keep doing the same thing that they've been doing, which is getting nowhere, or they're not
Hmm.
understanding something. So it really goes back to, one, how good are you um, at letting them know what your offer is and what the course is. Two, you don't have to just have one course. You can have a free course and you can have a paid course. We have
Yep.
a free course and a paid
Hmm.
course. So
Yep.
we, because we know that our avatar, because we make this specifically for our avatar is a real estate agent trying to get more real estate deals and leads through YouTube.
Hmm.
But there is, through the gamut, there are agents that are just barely getting a YouTube channel. And then there are agents that have been on YouTube for a decade and haven't gotten any traction.
Yep.
So it's really about knowing who your avatar is and then making the content that fixes those pain points. So
Yep.
your buyer or your seller or whoever you're working with, you have to put yourself in that mindset of what is it that is causing them so much grief. And the other thing is, if you do it correctly, then it makes your job a lot easier because you're prepping them for the right things when they are ready to use that service. So like, for example, if you're let's say you're a listing agent and you want to get people to buy your course to get your house ready to sell for $50,000 to $100,000 more by doing these 10 tips. Like all of a sudden, people are like, I can get $50,000 or $100,000 more out of my house by watching this video on how to get these 10, these 10 tips, which is, there are 10 things you could probably do to get your house worth that much more money. So, depending on,
I thought
where
of a
you're at
great
or
course.
whatever.
I
What's
just
that?
thought of a great course. If you had an over 55 group, like if that's what your channel is for, over 55, 55 plus communities, I
Yeah.
would have the free thing would be the top 55 plus communities. That would be the free thing. And then you would get, like, to get them in that funnel to offer the course, you would have ones that, like, the ultimate guide to getting the best deals in the top 55 plus communities. And
Yeah.
then you could have your referral partners. If it was across the United States, you would have your referral partners as part of that course. So that way you could get that referral link. Duh.
That's a great one. Anyone doing 55 and plus should write that down.
Yeah. Theresa says, I started offering free guides. I want to do a course, but my channel is brand new, really new. What's the best time frame to do a course? What do you think? Now. I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. And you could always
Yeah.
update that. Like Joe and I update our course all the time. I would do it now. And even if you're not wanting to put a monetary value on your courses or your guides, just still have it. But every real estate agent under the sun offers a free guide, a free guide, blah, blah, blah. But you're offering a different layer that adds credibility to who you are. That's what I'll say.
And the thing is the other thing on top of it is having a course is going to differentiate, but it also is still a lead magnet. It's still a lead generator where you're getting their name and their phone number and their email. Maybe you don't want their phone number right off the bat, or maybe they don't want to give it, so you just get their name and email, and you start warming up that list to then get them on other stuff. And so there are ways to do that. There's a comment from Andrew Michael. He says you could always reimburse them if they list their home with you. Boom. or if they work with your referral group. 100%. Like there's lots of ways to do it, but one of the biggest things in courses that we've found to be valuable is you like undersell it and then over deliver.
Yes.
And if you can do those things, then you've got people that want to be around you, because they realize that you're not just doing this to get their money or their name and email. You're doing it because you really are trying to help them. And when you do that and you over deliver on what their expectation was, it's kind of like me going to the Sphere. I went there and I was like, yeah, it's cool. And then boom, it blew my mind. I was like, okay, that was worth the ticket pricing, because at first you're like, I could go to the theater, and go watch a World Mark or whatever, like those big Cinemarks, giant 4D screens or 3D screens or whatever. It kind of looked like that. So I'm like, we paid a lot of money to go see that. And then it blew my mind. And I was like, okay, yeah, that was totally worth it. And it's the same idea. Now,
like our 30-day challenge. We did a 30-day challenge, and then those people went through it. The ones who did it were like, wow, that was really good. And then people were posting their improvements to their channel right away from just the little things that they had done for us to fix their channels. We're going to do another one of those, by the way, and one of those 30-day free challenges. And sure enough, you'll be a part of our our campaign.
Every once in a while, people need a restart, and need something that like kicks them into gear, which, we're getting into spring. We probably should do it here soon.
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah.
But that's where I think that when you have that information, the course is just a really effective way of getting the information. Now, there are, again, I'm not going to get into all the technicals, but if you guys do want more information on that kind of stuff, you message us, or we could do a live stream on that. But a lot of it is, we use Go High Level. So if you want to do a course that allows you to track, send emails, send text messages, have workflows. There is a little bit of a learning curve to it, but it's very, very powerful. So you could use that. Now, if you're, just like, hey, I just want a course, there's Kajabi, which is, it's very similar to high levels course like the way the course is built
The
on
way
that
that's
one.
set up.
So
It's easy to
yeah,
use, Kajabi is.
it is. And Teachable is another one you could use.
Is
So
Thinkific another one? Thinkable?
yeah,
Yeah.
Thinkific. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Thinkific.
you've got a few, but it really doesn't matter which one you're using. I think it just needs to be one that you'll actually use. But the reason that we like high level is because it builds it's all into one platform. So we don't
Right,
have to
it's part of
log
your
into any
CRM.
of it. Yep.
Right, it's part of your CRM. It's part of your website. It's a part of your ecosystem. So it doesn't belong to your brokerage. It's yours. So I would always recommend that. Brad Armstrong, once a geek, always a geek. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Blast from the past.
Yeah, come back. Come back. We're going to be starting a new group. We're on week 5 or 6 right now. So in a couple weeks, you can just pop in again. We're starting it right back up again. So just come over, our groups are really small. We don't let in a bunch of people. So you're more than welcome to come back through and go back through the course one more time. Once a geek, always a geek. You always pay for it just once. So yeah, come back. And then we have another comment says, I was thinking about starting with preparing a home for sale course. My audience seems to be ages 30 to 50. In my area, it's mostly older people buying and selling, but the value there is still there, even though it's older people buying right now in your area. The value there for a younger person, I would say, is how to find the deals when it seems like every home is being scooped up, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to show them and talk to them. First of all, you're going to make them understand their expectations of the market. You're going to tell them the expectations of what they're going to see for their price point. You're going to show them all the areas that they probably can afford. You're going to be basically walking a client through the whole buying process right now and what that actually looks like. Instead of just doing a video on it, you're going to walk them through the course and you're going to give them all those little extra details that you shorten down because you're trying to make it a 10-minute video and put it on YouTube, right? You're going to give them all those extra details, and you don't have to worry about some of the things that you say as much because it's on YouTube. It's behind a paywall, right?
They're not, you can say whatever and you can upload them native. So they're not even on any of the other platforms.
Right. So you can say all the things that you want to say, but you're trying to be, more professional-ish on your own, on YouTube, right? This way they get to know you as a person a lot even more, you're offering something behind the scenes that they never get to see. You're showing them the whole, title work process and the questions that they're going to ask. And, and you're making it so much less formal, but it feels more formal to them because you're sharing so much more than you would ever on a YouTube channel. So I would get on that immediately. We got another one. Michael Cook says, how expensive are these platforms that you're using to host these courses?
Yeah, so most of them are going to be high level. You can get a single user account for like $97 a month, and you can do a course within that, and you can do your whole CRM. You can run your whole real estate business with that. The Kajabi, I think, is $150 a month. And then Teachable, all of those are right around 150, 99. Some of them will have like promos where, they'll be like, hey, for the first 6 months, it's this, and then it changes. But really, between, I would say, $100 and $150 a month, and they're all very similar in setting up. But I would, again, for me personally, I would just look at the one that works best with your skill set. And if it's a learning thing, read reviews.
Kajabi's easy.
Watch. It's literally drag and drop. Here's the only reason I don't like Kajabi is because their landing page builder or their sales page builder is terrible. And so
Mm-hmm.
to make an actual like really good sales page to sell your course or to squeeze the information out, it's not good. And so that's why, honestly, that's why I like high levels, because high levels is very similar to ClickFunnels, and ClickFunnels is really good.
Well,
But
that
they're
was back in the day. Everybody used to do
yes,
Kajabi for the course and ClickFunnels for the squeeze pages. And now
yeah,
everything's
and it
now then High Level just took it to one step
they just
further.
yeah they
And they
just
just
said,
put
hey,
it
we'll
all.
just combine it all into one. And let's share. Do you want to share our homepage, because that is a squeeze page?
Mhm.
That's a squeeze page.
All right. Well, one last question before I'll show that squeeze page. She says, do you create the course yourself or pay someone to create a course? Or do you use AI? Which, by the way, which platforms are you using? I would never use AI. I mean, I would look. You answer this
That's
because I'm going to pull this
well,
up.
depends on your question. We did use AI for the thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. We did use AI for the thumbnails, but like to create an avatar of like, I've seen people
Yeah,
doing
not to
this
make
thing.
the
Yeah. Uh-oh. Did he close out or did I? Oh, he got frozen. We used AI for the thumbnails. We used AI, but we never would use like an AI or an avatar to speak about the courses. I don't know if you've seen them like on CapCut, and there's a few others that create like the AI robots that talk. Um, like, and sometimes it's like to flesh out our ideas. We have used AI because we set up this we set up uh our website quite a while ago, and we had AI kind of like scrub through our website and give us some tips to kind of upsell it a little bit better. And it really did work. It really did work. So I think just like anything in AI is a tool, not a catch-all be-all to do it for you. Anytime that you do that, and I know this with YouTube videos, I know this with blog posts, I know this with Facebook posts, I can tell immediately when it's AI. It's a tool to help you sound a little bit better, your thoughts a little bit clearer, but don't use it as your complete crutch to make the content. I hope that makes sense. Mm. Oh, here we go. No, I meant AI for the outline, how to create it and script it for the course. Yeah, as long as you're using it just as an outline, but it's still your voice. That's I would say it's fine for that. You're using it as a tool at that point. All right, Joe,
I'm
you missed
back.
it. That's okay. I was just pulling up the real estate video geeks
Yes,
website.
AI.
And if
Did
you
you
guys
answer
want
the
to check it
AI
out,
to help you with all that?
yeah, I answered that.
Okay. All right.
So if you do
So
realestatevideogeeks.com, you'll see it. I'm pulling it up now. And
yeah, so
boom.
that is the this whole thing is built with high level.
Mhm. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen now. Sharing it. Na, 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 na. All right. So this is our homepage. Steal the YouTube strategy that took my channel to 300 100 plus subscribers and flooded my business with leads. So that was the value proposition. And this was the thing that AI told us to do. We needed to add that type of, like hook basically at the top of
A
the
better
page.
hook.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a better hook. And then this image right here, I hope you guys can see this. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
can see
hook.
it.
Okay, good. All right, so this image right here is Joe, but it's not really Joe. Joe used
It's
AI,
AI.
but right, but he uploaded his own images into a program that way whenever he needed a thumbnail, he could have any expression that he needed to have without pulling out his camera. I have tried to do this. I have done it 3 times and I keep doing it wrong. So for some reason, it makes me look like I'm 80. So I need to redo
Mm.
that whole thing. So,
Yeah. Once you get it
uh,
dialed in, though, it's nice because you can do just
yeah,
about anything on that.
yep. So, this whole landing page, I mean, this whole thing was done on a high level, the whole thing. And then,
Yep.
here's our thumbnails that we were talking about that AI created. Then those thumbnails are for the course, well, like during the course, and we made those
They're on
right
the
when,
inside. Yeah.
yeah, they're on the inside of the course. But it was just something that I was playing around with, and I think they're kind of fun, so I stuck with it. And yeah, that's it. That is it. Oh, look,
And
there's
so,
Joe.
yeah, there I am.
Yeah,
I'm hiding.
underneath that other guy. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, right. Jeez. So yes, it says, is there a section inside the course on setting up Go High Level? This is Brad asking the question. I'm in the process of switching over, thanks to Joe. Yeah, he before our live stream today, he messaged me and he's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing High Level." I'm like, "Here." So there, I have actually some like 20 videos that are like white labeled that High Level did that they gave me. So if you guys want that, I can get you a link and then send you the playlist so you can learn like how to set some of the stuff up. It's there is a little bit of a learning curve, but once you understand like how it works, it's really actually easy to use. It's just knowing where things are and how they work. And once you figure that out, it's easy. But a course is super simple. Like once you just name it, and then I mean we could show. Do you want? Should we show the back end of our course?
Which one do you want to see? Which part?
Here, I'll just let me see if I can load it, and if not, just I was just going to show like the admin section, just so they could see that.
Okay, let me see.
So, oh, and here's why. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Is that cool?
Okay, yeah.
Here we go.
You do it.
All right. This is why it's important to do what we're telling you, because you can generate leads. Look at these. We're getting the free course lead. So that lead that we told you to do, this stuff right here, it works to generate information. But if you go into the actual courses, you'll see in here the dashboard. This is the back end of the membership side of things. And you can go in and you can look at your products, right? So right now we've got 190 members of this new course that we did. And then we've got 105 that have purchased our full course thing. So you can go into these, and inside of these, you can add certificates. So like when they pass it or whatever, but you've got your introduction, and literally you just drag stuff in here, upload the video, and then if you want to put some details, you can. We don't really have much in there as far as that goes, but like that's how you do it. It's there's no coding. You don't need to be a coder to do this. It's literally just drag and drop for the most part. Really easy.
Joe.
I got to do an updated AI pictures of all of those.
Another thing that people need to think about too is that, within our social media sphere for years, we've been doing Facebook groups and doing local Facebook groups. But what if you could do this within Go High Level as well? You can make an exclusive group just for paid members, and then you could get sponsors of the area, correct? Right? So you could get local restaurants, you can get local title companies to offer exclusive deals that they wouldn't find anywhere else except for on your group. So you create a group that's not within Facebook, because as well as I do, I've seen it happen to agents before. They create one wrong ad and all of a sudden Facebook decides you're a fraud, right? And I don't know how many times that people have been hacked. That's another thing. So, to create those groups within your own, it's like your own personal social media sphere, right?
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that really, really easy in High Level. We actually are doing that, and then, but again, it goes back to now, like what Christine is saying. You own the data, you own the content, and you can do whatever you want and not get penalized because there's a change of policy or whatever. And so that is another super valuable tool as you're building stuff, especially if you have a Facebook group. I highly recommend you start bringing the people over by offering value and have them go there.
Right. Right. So it's like if you wanted to do like local coupon group, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like real estate related or whatever. But you know,
Yeah,
maybe
Sean does that. He's in the group here. He does
Mhm.
a Facebook group, and then he has, I think he was telling us that he has like local people that are paying him to be advertisers on his group, right?
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. He does. Yeah. Yeah, he does. He makes a little bit of money from that. I was like, I thought he was telling us, I was like, hold on a minute. Facebook is paying you for that? He's like, well, no, no, no. The vendors are paying me for that. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's genius. Yeah, that's
yeah,
genius.
and you can do the same thing with like a group that you create on your own, kind of like
Mhm.
if you've seen the 30-day challenge group. That was a group that we created, and literally overnight we had 100 members of.
Yep. Yep. She wants to know how she can get more information on those platforms.
Um, just we'll message you if you want, or send
Yeah.
us a
Just message
message or an email.
send Joe a message, or you can email us at what is it, info at real estate video.
Team at Real
Oh,
Estate
oh yeah.
Video Geeks.
Yeah, team at realestatevideogeeks.com. Team at
Yeah,
realestatevideogeeks.com.
yeah.
Yep.
Sean is saying yes. All the cool kids want in now for his
Now the
group.
cool. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, you know, with my Facebook group that the mastermind group, people have asked to advertise on there, and I've absolutely said no. No, absolutely not. I'm not. I know I could have made serious bank if I let them advertise in our group, and I won't let them do it because I mean the whole thing for that group is just I really just want to talk about YouTube within it, and I didn't want people
Yeah,
selling their garbage in it. And then like you guys know, you're real estate agents, you've seen those groups and what happens to them. They turn to
they
garbage.
just die.
Yeah,
Yep.
they die on the vine. So don't do that. You know, don't do that. You know, make sure that the people that you allow to advertise align with your avatar. Again, understanding your niche, align with your niche. You know, they're not selling a bow maker, you know,
Yeah. Right.
in your group that you created. You know, like make sure it aligns with what they are, what they're into. But if you understand your avatar enough, and they are really into like, you know, something that like, you know, like where they embroider stuff on,
Hmm.
you know, like there's a new embroidery place and they want to advertise, and you know that your clientele is like really into that embroidered stuff, then yeah, absolutely advertise on it. Even though it really doesn't fit real estate, it still fits your avatar and their needs, their wants, and their frustrations. So
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with all of this is just remembering to provide the value first and not
yep.
worry about like monetizing, because that stuff comes. Like if you'll provide the value and then be consistent, like you'll get money out of it. It's just like real estate. How many leads do you have to work, over a period of time before they become a client? And then that client is, if you do a good job and you provide value, they're a client for life. And that's it.
Mhm.
And they tell their friends and their family to use you as well. So like
Yep.
those things are super important. And it all comes back down to like kind of that whole thing of like just providing like enough value. And these courses, in my opinion, are a really, really easy way to, when you go to bed at night, like you wake up, you could be working by using these courses because people are watching YouTube all hours of the day. And then it's like, I want more information about this. And you had created a course that answers those questions. Even if you're giving it away for free, you're providing more value to that person. And now they're like, okay, yes, I want to be a part of this person. I need to talk to them. I would love to set up a 30-minute call and see what I can, what more information I can get.
Yeah, I
Those are
know.
the best phone calls.
There's always a negative Nelly in the crowd, and I'm just going to play the negative Nelly for about a hot minute. I hear them saying, "This seems stupid. I offer all that information for free on my channel. Why would I put it in a course?" And this is what I want to say to you because I can counter argue that really quickly. If you put in the perspective that most people are pretty lazy, and your videos are probably not filmed in a chronological order, and you know, like, but you're thinking, well, they're looked it up through search, you know, they searched that information. They want easy access to things, you know. So if they like you as a person, right, and you offer this course that walks them through the whole entire step, all the steps, you know, from top to bottom, and it's already in order, and it's all the videos that they can watch, because you know what, they're lazy, they don't want to read your guide, they really just want to hear it. So you offer that in a course all the way down, they're gonna, first of all, you're gonna have provided so much value to them, and you have given a level of professionalism they haven't seen from other real estate agents before. They get to know you even more on a personal level, because you're doing these videos different from your YouTube channel, where you're not over editing them. You're having a conversation with them just like they are your client right now. And it is so much, even one more layer of, they can't wait to work with you. They can't believe that you have the time to work with you. You have given them a level of service that they have never seen before with another real estate agent when you offer something like this. So even though you have all these videos and you've said all these things in your videos, nobody, I promise you, is as wonderful as you may think you are. And nobody's watched all your videos. Nobody has. Not one person has watched every single one. My husband hasn't even watched all my videos. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Just put it in order, make it in a course, and then people will, you know, they like that. They like being able to just one-stop shop. They don't want to have to dig for something. So if you offer that, it's really good. So
I 100% agree with that. Like, the people are always like, well, I can find it on YouTube. You totally can. The difference is when they find someone that they like, and they like how they say it, and then not only that, it's organized. It becomes about time, not about like, okay, well, they hit this part, but I don't understand this part, and now they got to go find that, and the timing for that, where it's like, look, from A to Z, I'm walking you every step of the way. Now, again, it goes back to the very first of our conversation, saying, what is your content? How good is your content? And meaning, like, what's the value that you're giving and providing? And if you're giving them all of the things that they would ask you, if you were sitting across the table from them, then that value right there is huge. But now it's in a category, and it's in an order that people can consume as quickly or take their time, but not have to go back and try to remember where the video was. So the courses are very powerful just for that. And some people are like, I can't remember what they said, so they can easily go back and watch that one section. So I would say in the course, this is really important, is break it up into micro content to where you're not more than 5 to 10 minutes in a video, because you don't want them to have to scrub through a 30-minute video to try to find where you talked about this one thing. So it's really important. That's why we break down like our whole course into sections, and then even in that sections we have subsections, because there's just a lot to it.
Absolutely. And we do have a channel review. I'll be doing that in just a minute, but there's one more thing a tip that I want to give to everybody is, if you're going to do courses, free guides, whatever, use that as part of your pinned comment when you're doing these. So in your, descriptions of your video, you fill that out. Of course, you're going to offer that in the description, but make that a part of your pinned comment as well. Anytime that you make a comment on YouTube, on your own channel, there's the little 3 dots on the side, and you can pin that comment. So use those links to your, like contact form. Use the links to your free guides. Use that link to your courses. And of course, you probably want that all in one area, not a bunch of different little areas. So if you can condense that into one site, go ahead and do that. There's other programs that offer it. We just happen to use Go High Level, So let me go ahead and show this little screen share. We got this in. I knew we were going to talk a lot today, and I didn't even put the link to the reviews.
And then someone says a review.
Yeah, they're like, I'm ready for a review. So, all right. Can you see this? The living in North Utah. Oh, this is the neighbors of you, right?
Yeah.
You're South Utah, right?
I'm in Southern Utah.
Yep. So new videos every week. Subscribe to learn and living in Northern Utah. I would change that banner. I love the color though. Like the monochromatic. with the purple.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Yeah.
that. But the value proposition isn't there. So here on your banner, you have to tell them what the value is. And since it's kind of like you're looking away from the words, I would move your image over to the right and the words to the left. And then offer them like learn the most you can, or learn the best tips for moving to northern Utah. Instead of living in northern Utah, you want to tell them you're a real estate agent, because this kind of almost reads like you're a blog. What do you think, Joe?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. I mean, so you got the subscribe there, and then they have like a subscribe button on the side. That's
Mhm.
like you don't need to say that. If you're offering good value, they're going to subscribe,
Yep.
And so I I would say same thing. Automatically let them know that you're a real estate agent by, serving northern Utah and all your real estate needs or something like that. And then
Mhm.
the other thing is, instead of having that subscribe there, I would put a QR code, and that QR code could again go to your landing page or your squeeze page where you could actually get their information. So you're not telling them to call you. And the thing is, more and more people are watching YouTube, especially real estate content, on TVs, and they have
Mhm.
their phone in their hand. So if you have the QR code up on that banner while they're watching, they can easily scan to get more information with you. So that's a really, really easy little change that would make a big difference on your channel for sure. Just on that. The other thing is, are they posting videos every week? Because if not, then you probably want to get rid of that.
Right, right. Yeah, and then the other thing too is, since we're talking about guides and courses, you could have a QR code to your guide or QR code to your course instead
Yep.
of just the QR code to your website or landing page. So just something to think about. Just something to think about. Let me see if they are doing a video every week. She said that she's struggling right now, but she's gotten some closed deals. So
I got
I'm going to tell
16
you a little.
hours ago. Go.
Mhm. I was gonna tell her that, right now it seems like everybody's having a little lull. It's just phases and stages. So just don't worry
Yep.
about it right now. So, is Utah worth the move? Pros and cons. Okay. I would really start studying your thumbnails more. I would really get rid of
Mhm.
this watch and subscribe icon in every single video that totally distracts from the whole entire purpose, which is you want them to be a real estate lead. You don't need that on there.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
The other thing too, yeah, 100%. And then make yourselves much, much bigger, much
Yes.
bigger.
We always say you want to see the whites of your eyes. You want to be able on a cell phone to be able to see the whites of your eyes. And we even enhance the whites of our eyes and or the whites of our teeth on the thumbnails. And it's sometimes when you're looking at while you're editing it, like you're like, this looks ridiculous. But once you once you put it on YouTube, you're like, oh, well, it looks
Oh,
fine.
okay, I see. Yeah,
Yes, yeah, I see why I'm
exactly.
doing this. The font size is good. It's easy to read. She doesn't have a ton of words. They don't have a ton of words, the both of them. They
Yeah.
don't have a ton of words on there. So I don't mind that. But I think you need to study a little bit more on what's working on YouTube as far as thumbnails are concerned. I think a lot of
Mhm.
that too is you're kind of having a mishmash of content. So your strategy isn't you need to work on your content strategy.
Yeah,
Like this thumbnail right here, I mean, it's from 5 months ago. You have a picture of him and his arm is cut off. It looks like it was cut with a pair of scissors.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just blow the head up, and then that'll fix that problem.
Yeah, and then, like, pros and cons, this is, like, one of the easiest thumbnails you can fix. You have the pro on one side and the con on the other side. You have a split screen of that thumbnail. You show the pro on one side and the con on the other. And then I would have, like, you wearing the green shirt and him wearing a red shirt, and then that would be the pro you're the pro and he's the con. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, definitely, I would just say that you need to really like look more at, like, even though you don't have a lot of words on there, you're still
mhm,
cramming a lot of stuff in these thumbnails. And
mhm.
like, I can't even honestly, I can't even read the "Don't move to Utah" unless you can handle the. I can't read these, and then it's in red or something. I can't. I don't know what that is.
Well, she repeated that. Then this is a common mistake. This is from 2 months ago. You repeated the title of the video on your thumbnail, which is completely and totally unnecessary because they already know what the title is. The point of a thumbnail, and the reason we harp on it so much is everybody judges a book by its cover. The cover happens to be your thumbnail. And as much as you're like, oh, it doesn't matter because I was the same way. I end up finding out that
It matters.
it matters. It matters a whole heck of a lot. So the point of a thumbnail is to get them to grab that book off the shelf. The point of a rag magazine is they have a really good image and title. So your image right here is not really lining up with what your title is. Like, don't move to Utah unless you can't you can handle these 10 things. So you probably want to show like the number one thing in the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? You want to show that image, whether it's a like a big giant spider or like flooding or something like that, something that gets their attention. If you grab you got to find that thing that grabs their attention, that makes them curious enough to click on your video. And these thumbnails are, they're nice, they're done well, they're nice and clear and pretty, but they're not captivating and interesting enough to make the typical person that's watching YouTube want to click.
Yep. And then the only other thing is their time is just about like, it looks like the older videos were longer, which was great. And then these are cutting, try to get over at least 8 minutes and, 15, 30 seconds. The interesting thing is that like the longer the video, in real estate, if you're giving good value, you can't be too long. I think some people are like, oh, it's going to be too long and no one will watch it. If it's good content, they'll watch it.
Back in the day, people would say, oh, they only need to be 4 or 5 minutes long. And I'm like, ugh. And I would talk too much. And I cut out so much stuff that it ended up being boring. And then this is before YouTube made the announcement of 8 minutes, but Daryl was like, go look on YouTube. How long are the top performing videos on YouTube? Doesn't have to be related to real estate. I was like 12 minutes. He's like, what does that tell you? I'm like, oh, oops.
Looks like I need to make them longer.
Yeah, no, it looks like I need to make them longer. So that's what we need to tell. Like, you really need to make these way over 5 minutes. There's at least a minimum of 8 minutes and 3 seconds. That would be the minimum. But like, you know what though? I'm going to tell you something. These videos from over a year ago, right? Now look at the comparison to these where she's gotten 1,500 views on that one, right? You see the thumbnails. Now look at her newest ones, right? I keep saying her.
I think they even have like a avoid moving to Layton.
You see how drab these are? These are so.
I wonder if it's a different designer though.
Yeah, but as well as I do, oversaturated thumbnails grab more attention.
Huge.
Yep. So where you're really colorful, you know what? Let's look at her top performing, most popular, right? Like these like oversaturated ones, really, like honestly, you see how bright and colorful and oversaturated the skylines are blue, and some of the stuff is like that captures people's attention more than the ones that are drab. I know it sounds so crazy.
It's true though, because look at how it pops off the screen compared to.
You're just kind of muted altogether.
To the other.
Now, if you're talking about something like, I get it, the aftermath of the wildfires, I get you would want something dark and more dreary, but you could use a lot better imagery. And even you're talking about wildfires. Why isn't there any fire that you can see? That you could oversaturate a flame really well. So make those oranges pop off the screen. Yep. Okay. So that's what I tell you to work on. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I think that. And then obviously the biggest thing is like a lot of people that are watching, they just implement the things that we're talking about. Channels get better. So do those things if you want to expedite it and you want to get a little.
He's talking like a robot, but
coming up real soon. So,
Yeah,
feel
you're
free to.
starting to cut out, Joe. You're starting to cut out. Well, what I will say is that we've even had people that have just watched our live streams that have reached out to us and said, "I can't believe how much my channel has like improved just by the little information that you've offered in your live streams. Like I've learned so much." So some of our students just like they were, shy about pulling the trigger, and then eventually they did down the road and that goes back to providing so much value with your YouTube content, with your guides, with your courses, that eventually these people become customers and clients for life. They will always be with you.
They
And
may
even
lurk.
after
They may lurk for a little bit, and then all of a sudden
Mhm.
they're like, "Okay, that's it. I got to do it now."
Yeah.
And that's we're not going anywhere. So it's like, hey, look, you when you're ready, pull the trigger. But there is a big difference. All the stuff that we're talking about on the live streams are covered in greater detail in the course. So we're giving
100.
the information. We even have students that are on the live stream right now, or that were
Yeah.
like, they can't, they want to be a part of it, because we're creating a community where we want to help people. And our
Yep.
people are real estate agents that want to get more business doing YouTube.
Yep. So if you want to get a hold of us, you know where to find us. And we'll chat soon.
I did put on the link there. There was someone asking how they get a channel reviewed. Teresa Campbell asked, and so I just put a link down there. So Teresa, check that out. You can fill out the form, and we will add you
Do
to
it
our
next week.
next week. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, Joe Eves, you get on the road, and I'll see you
Okay.
in 30 minutes. All right, everybody.
All right.
Thanks so
Okay.
much. Bye.
Yeah.
It's the end of the stream. Christina and Joe taught you all the tricks, make your leads grow. From thumbnails to tags, you gotta be bold. YouTube's the key, turn your listings to gold. Edit those vids, make them snappy, make them fly. Engage with your audience, connect, don't be shy. Realtor to the core, but tech on your side. Hit that algorithm like a digital tide. This is the final click, now you're in the know. Use YouTube to flourish, let them listings blow. It's the small details that bring in the dough. From Christina and Joe, here's the way to go. Every upload strategic, so your views ain't stopping. Consistency's key, schedule that drop. Content's king, crown it at the top. So you learn the ropes from two of the best. Christina and Joe, put your skills to the test. Turn those leads into clients, make your channel explode. Realtor success on the digital road. This is the final click, now you're in